Hello there.
And welcome to the Progress Paradigm, where today I'll be giving a brief review of Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery. During this video I'll be sharing my thoughts on the positive and negative aspects of the first series of Discovery, and this video obviously contains spoilers for that season, so with all that out of the way, let's get right to it. Discovery has been a real hit with the critics, and I do really like the series, which has really grown on me. Now I say grown on me because I wasn't too impressed with the series beginning. One of the notable things about the first two episodes is that the exposition and storytelling are very clunky and a bit boring. In episode 1 you could start watching from around about the 15-minute mark, and it wouldn't really make a difference to your experience of the episode. There's way too much dialogue, the exposition is forced, and because there's so much of it delivered before we've had a chance to become invested in the characters, the series gets off to a slow start. Flashbacks and off-screen details are also very prevalent in these first two episodes, but they don't really enhance the viewer's experience. Burnham's desire to fight the Klingons actually has a very powerful personal motive behind it. In the final episode of the season, we learn that Klingon raiders murdered her father before raping and murdering her mother when she was just a child. But the flashbacks that we see in the first two episodes only hint at the trauma that Burnham had suffered. As a result, Burnham's actions in the first two episodes, urging the Federation to attack the Klingons first before assaulting her captain, come across as overly impulsive. This was likely intentional from the show's creators, but it does prevent the audience from bonding with Burnham from the start. Burnham's actions are also motivated by the guidance of Sarek, who describes how the Vulcans were able to earn the respect of the Klingons by attacking the Klingon ships that they encountered. The idea that Sarek and the Vulcan people, who are calm, analytical and rational by nature, would take such an aggressive approach toward the Klingons has been criticised by some areas of Star Trek's fanbase. It is a minor point, but it does show how the show could have benefited from abbreviating the exposition in the first two episodes, which would have then freed up more screen time for details such as this one to be properly fleshed out. The battle at the Binary Stars is a very good battle scene, and it's good that the series doesn't waste time in showing viewers a cool space battle, but the scene's continuity is fragmented by flashbacks and further exposition, which disrupts the flow and tension of the scene. Discovery does improve greatly as it goes on, however. The introduction of the USS Discovery in Episode 3 is the turning point, as we are introduced to a raft of new, interesting and varied characters. Jason Isaacs has a powerful on-screen presence as Captain Lorca, Doug Jones is excellent as Commander Saru, Anthony Rapp's Lieutenant Stamets fits perfectly into the show, and Mary Wiseman's Tilly adds a bit of comic relief to the show whilst also becoming a very interesting and developed character in her own right. We're also introduced to Discovery's mission as being the most important Federation starship in the battle against the Klingons. We're introduced to the mysterious Spore Drive, and we get a tense scene as the crew fight to escape the USS Glenn, all in the same episode. As we move through the series, the twists, with Lieutenant Tyler revealed to be the Klingon Voq and Captain Lorca revealed to be from the Mirror Universe, are masterful and really catch viewers off guard. The Mirror Universe episodes are excellent as well. We also get plot-driven character development from episode 3 onwards. The characters are developed very nicely. Stamets becomes a likeable character through his devotion to the mission and to his partner Hugh. We also see Saru and Tilly thrust into leadership roles at various points in the series. Tyler struggles through the internal battle between himself and Voq, and Burnham goes from being an outcast to becoming a valued member of Discovery's crew. As a general point, the series is well cast, well acted, and the characters are excellent, which is a far from inconsiderable achievement. A further point is that visually, Discovery is a very nice piece of television with really great special effects and use of lighting and colours. Despite all of these positives, however, there are two more criticisms that I would make of Discovery's first season. The first of these is its setting within the Star Trek universe, which is counterproductive. When you consider each of the televised Star Trek series that we have had and have been produced in chronological order, The original series was set around the 2250s to the 2290s. The next generation was then set 100 years after that, in the 2360s and 70s, with Voyager and Deep Space Nine running alongside each other and set primarily in the 2370s. We then had Enterprise, which went back 100 years before the original series into the mid-2100s to cover the founding of the Federation. The decision to place Discovery in between Enterprise and the original series automatically limits the amount of innovation that it can bring to the Star Trek universe, because it has to be respectful of the show's canon. The main storyline of the show, the Federation going to war with the Klingons, is consequently unoriginal and doesn't really expand the Star Trek universe all that much, nor does it necessarily energise long-term Trek fans who have seen this sort of storyline plenty of times before. Secondly, Discovery at times feels out of step with the rest of the Star Trek universe, which is linked to the previous point. Discovery's console displays, to the spore drive, to the physical appearance of the Klingons and their ships, combine to make the series feel like it should be set at a more advanced stage of the Star Trek universe. Had the series been set post DS9 and Nemesis, these issues could have been countered and the Star Trek universe could have really been expanded on in a meaningful way. So in this sense, it does feel like a missed opportunity. In summary, despite showing some flaws in its initial stages, Discovery Season 1 has really become fun to watch and is really showing promise as a show. It may not be the series that reinvigorates and expands the Star Trek universe that many hoped it would be, but it has made a great prelude to Season 2, which is currently airing. So thanks for watching The Progress Paradigm, and see you again soon. On the trail